Look, I didn't want to be a half-blood. If you're watching this because you think you might be one, my advice is this. Stop watching. Believe whatever lie your mom or dad told you about your birth, and try to live a normal life. Being a half-blood is scary. It's dangerous. It tends to get you killed in very nasty ways. If you're a normal kid watching this because you think this is fiction, great. Listen on. I envy you for being able to believe that none of this ever happened. But if you see yourself in these stories, if you begin to feel something stirring inside, stop watching immediately. You might be one of us, and once you know, they can sense it too. And they'll come for you. Don't say I didn't warn you. My name is Percy Jackson. I'm 12 years old. Until a few months ago, I was a boarding student at Yancey Academy. It's a private school in upstate New York. It's for troubled kids. Am I a troubled kid? Yeah, you could say that. I could start at any point in my short, miserable life to prove it, but things really started going bad last May when our 6th grade class took a trip to Manhattan. 28 mental case kids and 2 teachers on a yellow school bus heading to the Metropolitan Museum of Art to look at ancient Greek and Roman stuff. I know, it sounds like torture. Most Yancey trips were. But Mr. Brunner, our Latin teacher, was running this trip, so I had hopes. Mr. Brunner was this middle-aged guy in a motorized wheelchair. He had thinning hair, a scruffy beard, wore an old tweed jacket that always smelled of coffee. He didn't sound like he'd be cool, but he told jokes and stories and let us play games in class. He also had this really cool collection of Roman armor and weapons. So his class was basically the only one that didn't put me to sleep. I had big hopes for this trip. At least, I had hopes that I wouldn't do something stupid or mess something up and get in trouble. Boy, was I wrong.
Jackson, you've got to do better than that.
What?
I can't believe I thought you were the one.
What's your problem? All I know is I kill some bull guy and...
Don't talk like that. You know how many kids wish they had your chance?
To get killed?
To fight the Minotaur. What do you think we train for?
Look, if the thing I fought really was the Minotaur, the same one in the stories...
Yes.
Then there's only one.
Yes.
And he died, like a gajillion years ago, right? Thesaurus, or whatever his name was, killed him in the labyrinth. So...
Monsters don't die, Percy. They can be killed, but they don't die.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah, that clears it up.
They don't have souls like you or me. You can dispel them for a while, maybe even a whole lifetime if you're lucky. They're primal forces. Chiron calls them archetypes. Eventually, they reform.
You mean, if I killed one, accidentally, with a sword?
The fear, your math teacher. That's right. She's still out there. You just made her really, really mad.
How did you know about Mrs. Dodds?
You talk in your sleep.
You almost called her something. A fury. They're Hades' torturers, right?
You shouldn't call them by name, even here. We call them kindly ones if we have to speak of them at all.
Is there anything we can say without it thundering? Why do I have to stay in cabin 11 anyway? Why is everyone so crowded together? There's plenty of empty cabins over there.
You don't just choose a cabin, Percy. It all depends on who your parents are. Or your parent.
My mom is Sally Jackson. She works at the candy store in Grand Central Station. At least, she used to.
I'm sorry about your mom, Percy, but that's not what I mean. I mean your other parent. Your dad.
He's dead. I never knew him.
Your dad's not dead, Percy.
How can you say that? You know him?
No, of course not.
Then how can you say?
Because I know you. You wouldn't be here if you weren't one of us.
You don't know anything about me.
The words float off the page when you read, right? That's because your mind is hardwired for ancient Greek, not English. As for the ADHD, you're impulsive, you can't sit still. That's your battlefield reflexes. They'd keep you alive in a real fight. As for the attention issues, well, that's because you see too much, Percy, not too little. Of course, the teachers want you medicated. Usually they're monsters. They don't want you seeing them for what they really are.
You sound like you went through the same thing.
Most of the kids here did. If you weren't one of us, you couldn't have survived the Minotaur, much less the Ambrosia Nectar.
Ambrosia and nectar.
The food and drink we were giving you to make you better, that stuff would have killed a normal kid. It would have turned your blood to ash and your bones to sand, and you'd be dead. Face it, you're a half-blood.
Hey, newbie.
Clarice, why don't you go polish your spear or something?
Sure thing, Miss Princess. So I can rub you through with it Friday night.
Arius Corticus. You don't stand a chance.
We'll pulverize you. Who's this little run?
Percy Jackson, meet Clarice, daughter of Ares.
Like the war god?
You got a problem with that?
No, it explains the bad smell.
We got an initiation ceremony here for newbies, Prissy.
Percy.
Whatever. Come on.
Clarice.
Stay out of it, wise girl. Yeah, right, like he's big 3 material. I bet the Minotaur fell over laughing because he looks so stupid.
How did you...
I don't know.
You're dead, new boy. Totally dead.
You want to gurgle toilet water again, Clarice? Close your mouth. What? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I want you on my team for Capture the Flag.
So I figured out the focus issue. If I'm here, it focuses... My cat is here. Look at her. Ah. Someone's come to say hello. Oh my god. Mayhem, I'm filming. Mayhem, Martin the horse. I'm here. Percy is a cat, y'all. Oh my god, stop. If you would stop digging your claws in my pants, this wouldn't happen. Mr. Brunner was this middle-aged guy in a wheelchair. He had a thinning hair, a scruffy beard, and a tattered weed jacket. 420 plays it, am I right? Don't say I didn't warn you. Oh, why? It's only a matter of time until they can sense it too. And... When our 6th grade class took a field trip to Did I say field trap? It was a field trap, but that's not the point. I could start at any point in my short, miserable life to prove it, but things really started going bad last May, when our 6th grade class took a trip to Manhattan. That was a really long and unnecessary awkward pause. Wow.